So today I'm going to show you how to add a simple refresh animation to your Nextjs14 project using Tailwind CSS and Frame of Motion. By the end of the video, you'll be able to add a little simple interactivity to a blog card which has some smooth animations when the page reloads. This is a simple, quick tutorial, so let's go ahead and jump in and get started. So first, you'll need to make sure you have Frame of Motion installed. So in the terminal, run the command npmi framer-motion. So with this particular project, our goal is to create a smooth animation whenever we refresh the page. This will give our users a visually pleasing experience and make sure the application feels more dynamic. So let's take a look at the card component and some changes that we're going to make to it. First, we'll start by importing motion from Frame of Motion at the top of the file. Next, we're going to wrap the entire card component with motion.div. This is going to tell Frame of Motion that we want to animate this component. So the initial animation properties, we're going to define it within the motion.div. We're setting the initial opacity to 0, and then we're going to move the card upward by 20 pixels on the y-axis. We've specified the properties we want motion.div to animate. However, it's animating the opacity to 1 and resetting the y-axis position to 0, giving a smooth fade-in effect whenever the page refreshes. Lastly, we'll need to set the transition duration to 0.5. This is going to determine how long the animation will take to complete. So what does this mean? When the page refreshes, each postcard component will smoothly fade in from the beginning initial invisible state, moving upward slightly, creating a subtle but engaging effect that catches the user eye. And as we take a look at it, we can see it adjusting on the screen and creating that smooth transition effect. Okay, so now I want to show you how easy it is to change this and make another animation based on your preference. So this animation is going to scale the card from 50% of its original size. So we'll set the scale to 0.5 to its full size, which will be scale at 1. While it's also fading in with the opacity being at 0 going to 1, the initial object is going to define starting properties of the animation, including the initial opacity and scale. The animate object is going to specify the final properties that the animation will reach, including full opacity and its original scale. The transition object is going to determine the duration of the animation. So let's just take a look at it. And as you can see, it has the nice transition in effect going from 50% of its size up to 100%. Now with our third animation, this one is going to be a little more creative. This animation is going to rotate the card from -180 degrees to 0 degrees while fading it in. The initial object defines the starting properties of the animation, including the initial opacity and rotation. The animate object specifies the final properties that the animation will reach, including full opacity with no rotation. The transition object determines the duration of the animation, and as we refresh our screen, you see that we have a nice rotating effect. And with that, there you have it. 3 simple refresh card animations that could be added to your Nextjs14 project using Frame of Motion and Tailwind CSS. I'll leave the code in the description below in addition to the code to the Premium Digest project, which is what this is a addition to. So I hope you enjoyed today's quick tutorial. Feel free to give me a like and leave a comment in the description if you have any suggestions. If you also enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing and stay tuned for the next one. Love you, man.